everyone, it's Seth Rudetsky on Seth Speaks, my little Spring Awakening special. They're lovers, they're jokers, they're midnight tokers, Krysta, Rodriguez, and Melanie Stoker. 70s reference, people, 70s reference. Okay, so both these ladies are stars of the show. So, Allie, you basically just play kind of a biatch. Well, not really. Just sort of like the conceited girl. You have a name in the show, some German name? You play Anna.
Anna.
And Krysta, you've graduated. Originally, you were Venla understudy, right?
Yeah. No, I was the understudy for all of the women.
You were girl understudy.
I was girl understudy, yeah. And I heard what you said about the original cast.
I meant they can go out themselves in a good way.
Who doesn't like to F themselves?
Exactly.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I was the swing. I understudied all the girls.
And now you're playing...
And now I'm playing Ilsa.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say your monologue was amazing. You found so many moments in it.
Thank you.
Have you like kind of beat out your comedy in that, or you're like every night I do it differently, man?
For a long time, it had to be very much the same because learning sign language in 2 weeks and then like integrating it into the show was so terrifying. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. And so now I'm starting to have more fun, and now that the signing is in my body and I know what I'm saying and I know why I'm saying it, it's a lot more relaxing than
So you're saying your lines and you're signing at the same time?
Yes, and ASL is not a word-for-word translation from English. It's its own language. So the sentence structure is inverted, the things that we're saying, the concepts are the same, but the words are different.
It's like French.
Yeah, it's like I'm signing two different. You're singing and signing, speaking two languages at one time. Yeah.
Or it's like when Madonna goes, "Papa don't preach, I'm in trouble deep."
Deep.
Which is French, because you reverse, you put the adjective after noun.
Yeah.
Anyway, just talking about the pretension of Madonna. Well, deep trouble Madonna, not trouble deep. Anyway, the point is, Krysta Rodriguez, so now you're playing the song of Purple Summer Chick.
Yeah.
And now, what you're saying, ASL is so hard for you, yet you're a dancer. Like, wasn't it harder to sing and dance than it is to sing and sign?
I guess so. I think with dancing, you kind of feel like you can express yourself in a way, but this is somebody's language, and it's somebody who I'm working with, a group of people. This is their culture. You don't want to mess it up. And it's like when you go to a foreign country and you don't want to be that American that's only speaking English. You want to try, and you want to do it right. And
but then when you try in France, you get glared at and spoken back in English.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to keep going back to French.
Our deaf actors are incredibly patient with us.
They put up with that
listen
shite?
And they teach, yeah.
So you were in LA. You were in LA when you got cast in the Step West production. Then you moved back to New York to do it.
Yes.
Your last Broadway show was First Date?
Yes.
So you've done a million Broadway shows. I'm going to just count them. I'm going to say Spring Awakening, In the Heights, Addams Family, First Date.
Chorus Line, Good Vibrations, and there's one more because there's 7.
Yeah,
and this
not
one.
conceited.
Yeah.
Now you're pushing it. Now, Allie, this is your first Broadway show, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so and now are you the actual? Is it true that you're the first girl in a wheelchair to do a Broadway show?
Yeah, first person in a wheelchair.
What the hell took so long? You know what it is though? It's like when Les Mis 20 years into the run, we're like, we can add a black person.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like we've like waited this long. Like, wait a minute, people do have talent in wheelchairs. It really is a big. I mean, I have to say though, I can understand why, because it's like, how do we incorporate them? How do they do dance numbers? And yet, it was incorporated amazingly. Like your dancing is actually amazing in it.
Thank you.
What's it like? Is it one of those like you've always dreamed of being on Broadway? You never thought it was possible. You're one of those like I always thought it was possible. Why wouldn't it be?
I have dreamt of being on Broadway since I was 7, and I always said I'm going to do that. I don't know how, but it's not how. It's just I'm just going to make it there at some point. Some point in my life, this dream will come true.
And you were always in a wheelchair ever since you were a kid?
I was hurt in a car accident when I was 2, so I've been, for as long as I remember, in a chair.
So since you were singing, though, so you weren't singing before, too. So
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, and when you were growing up, and by the way, growing up basically around 10 years ago, who were you listening to? Like, who were your vocal idols?
Christian Chenoweth and Sutton Foster.
Wait, Christian was your idol growing up? Okay, it's hilarious. Because, like, I was basically 70 when I met her. It's all good. Okay, so wait, there's so much inspiration between the two of you because Krysta Rodriguez, you're going through breast cancer treatment right now, right?
Yeah, I finished 6 weeks ago with treatment. I still have another surgery next year to finish the whole process.
Wait,
but
that's the fun part. My mother-in-law, though, just on a side note, had like stage 4, I think, ovarian cancer, and then got a 5-year all clear, and the next day, ooh, by the way, you have breast cancer. So she had a shit fit. But I have to say, it took her like a minute to deal with the breast cancer. Like treatments now are like amazing. She's doing great. Like it's not as like
I would. I mean, I don't know if I could. I would much prefer breast to ovarian cancer. There's a lot of stuff out there, and I went through a lot of hell as well. But then I hear some people say what they did, and I'm like, oh geez, I guess I'll stay.
Although
quiet.
I will say there have been amazing advances also with ovarian cancer. That it's not like this terrifying death sentence anymore at all.
It's just harder to detect.
But with breast cancer for you, the crazy part is you were like so crazily young, and they're like, no need for for mammogram.
No worries. Yeah, and even now they're extending the mammogram screening age.
How do you feel about that?
I have mixed feelings about it. I don't know if this is, the platform necessarily.
Well, it's
but
national.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I would have been dead if I would have waited till I was 40, let alone 45.
But you weren't doing a yearly mammogram. No,
because they're not covered by insurance at my age. The only reason that I got a mammogram was because I had symptoms of breast cancer.
But isn't that what they're saying?
I was stage 3. I had no family. I had no family history. I had no genetic mutations. Nothing. And they're saying if you have those things, then you can get your screenings early. But I didn't have those. So it would have been. There needs to be a reform in this area. And I'll be the first to say I don't know what the answer is. But you can't eradicate the system you have in place before you have a new system. People are going to get lost in the shuffle.
Okay, so you're keeping a blog. What's the name of it? Something very cute.
Chemo Couture.
Chemo Couture. Mm-hmm. So wait, I love your writing. When did you become the best writer ever? Did you always want to be a writer?
No, never. Funny. I still don't want to be a writer, really. I just knew I was going to be going through chemo. It was going to be a long time, and I wasn't going to be able to work, and I was laying in bed a lot with my feet up because you get these, this thing, neuropathy, where you can't, you get pain in places. Like and I thought, what am I going to do? Well, I'll write. I'll do a fashion blog. And then I just started writing, and people started responding, and it was really encouraging. Now I write a lot less because I'm now back kind of to my life, but I did enjoy it. It was very cathartic, but it was also very stressful for me. I'm just on the cusp of the internet age where everything you put out there gets taken away from you, and I'm still uncomfortable with that. So it was a little uncomfortable to expose everything about my life. I really did. Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with somebody where they were like, "It's National Dog Day. You should put a picture up of your dog." And I was like, "I don't want people to know what a dog looks like." And they're like, "Krysta, they know you have 4 eggs in a frozen center somewhere in California." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so. I guess my personal life is out there."
So have you heard from people like you that were super young getting diagnosed?
Yes, that was the most surprising response, and it was the most helpful to me. I thought the Broadway community would certainly enjoy knowing what I'm going through. I have a sort of community there, but the young survivors and the young women who are going through it and who are getting diagnosed. I mean, what's crazy is in this age of immediacy, I was putting out my story the day other people were getting diagnosed, and I was hearing from them all over the world.
God,
and I found this because this just came out, and so we sort of all went through it together. The first few days, they were giving me advice, and I was writing things down. I have lists on my phone of the products and things to do and wear and buy, and it just you're connected in that way. They call them your chemosabi.
Oh wow!
There's so much puns.
Exactly.
So many puns in cancer.
But see, that was overwhelming because I'm like, I just want to put everything else in someone else's hands. But what it sounds like to me is like you have to sort of make all these decisions nonstop.
Oh, nonstop. Yeah, that's the hardest part about it. And fortunately, I was in a situation where I had a little bit of time. People gave me the time. I didn't have to decide on a double mastectomy in 2 days, which some people do. I had 9 months to weigh the options and the decisions, and that and it's very personal. This is your body, and you donate it to science, and it's hard to take ownership back of it, but so those decisions are important. Owning
they're
that.
So not fun.
No.
All right, so Al, what about you, Miss Inspiration? Have people been writing you like, I'm also in a wheelchair, I want to be on Broadway, and you're like, start taking voice lessons? Like, I mean, like, what's going on?
No, I've gotten a lot of really, really cool emails and messages and letters from young people that have disabilities and are saying, I never really knew if I could be on Broadway, and now that you've done it, I know it's real and that my dream could come true. And that's so exciting that my dream coming true can, inspire and help younger people realize that, your disability is not a disability. It's just you're differently abled. So use what you got. For me, it was so empowering to start singing, and it was something that I did have control over. I couldn't move my legs, I couldn't walk, but I could sing, and no one could take that away. And so, I looked at what I could do, not what I couldn't do. All right, I can't play soccer, cool, but I can belt.
Yeah, 100%.
And I've seen pictures of Allie playing basketball, so it's true.
It's true. But, that's been my entire life, and it's helped me in this career and in this industry to look at what I can do. You know?
I mean, you're literally a pioneer. You're like the first. Like, you think to yourself, like, oh my, like, you know, you would just be like another girl on the show, and now you're like, I'm the first person on Broadway in a wheelchair. Like, what does that feel like to you? You're like, I'm amazing.
It's exciting, and then it's also, to me, like, we've got a lot of work to do.
Just society does.
The industry and my community. The disabled and differently abled community, we have a lot of work and a lot of changes to make, and so does the industry. Like, we have to include people. It has to happen, because when we do that, actually something shifts within our society and in our culture. Like, my experiences of dating and being out in public in a chair, you know, having the exposure and being seen in these other platforms, it will change people's lives. We have that opportunity to do that in this industry.
It's so interesting talking to you and Sandra. It so parallels the gay community, because the whole thing with Harvey Milk was like, you have to come out, because it's like, unless people know that so many people they know are gay, they're always going to think of these gay people as other, and if everyone has to come out, so you're saying like you have to be visible. I mean, it's so similar
Exactly.
about being visible, and then everything really starts changing. So I feel like a lot of disabled people don't pursue theater because they think there's no hope, but now, like, who knows how many like theater programs can now start having disabled people. Like, I don't know any that really pursue it. Do parents not encourage it? Like, what's the deal with that?
I think that there's a lot of fear because, you know, who wants to work really hard and then be disappointed?
Yeah.
But I always say, like, you know, and Krysta and I were talking about it earlier, like, it's actually not just people with disabilities. Anybody who comes into this industry is setting themselves up. It's a risk.
Oh, yeah, every day we get rejected.
You know, and I really believe that, you know, people with different abilities are meant to be in this industry. Because we are a group of...
We are the outcasts anyway.
Yeah, we're the underdogs anyway. So let's be involved, and let's make opportunities for ourselves, and let's open people's eyes and get people on board, because there's so many like options. I mean, you saw Spring Awakening and what you can do with sign language, and in that show, it gives the show a different meaning.
Oh my
it
God,
tells
it
another
makes it so
story.
better, yeah.
You know, just think, like, what are the possibilities?
And the integration.
Change starts with art, too. It starts
Always.
with art before it starts in the rest of the world.
Exactly.
And
Oh, yeah.
that's why we need to open up the artistic community to these people, because then it shows sort of what is possible to the rest of the world. It's our job.
I totally agree. It's up to the artist. And I was saying before, the integration, it's like, instead of being like an all-wheelchair version of Spring Awakening, it's so great. There's like a character. It would be so great if just various shows people in wheelchairs instead of like a special version of a show. It's just because in real life there are like, you just happen to know someone in a wheelchair. It's not like they're in their own special area.
Yeah, and my entire life is not just around my wheelchair. You know, that's real life.
It's the same thing with being gay. It's so funny because when I audition for a show, I'm like, you can't just go, the character is a gay man. I'm like, there has to be a personality attached to it. Like, not every gay person's the same. It makes me crazy.
Yeah, and I very rarely get cast as the girl in the wheelchair. Like, it's weird. Like, you know, that will come out in the breakdown, and they'll submit me, and I won't get it. I usually get characters that are not people that specifically said.
You're a pioneer. You've got to stop. Now it's getting annoying. Okay, so,
Sorry.
I've had it. So the two of you are apparently singing a song for the first time on my show. It's not quite the place to try out new material, but why not?
Well, they said that we wanted us to sing, and so we were thinking of things that we could do together, because Allie and I do everything together.
We are dressing roommates and best friends.
And we're also on the older side of this
That's hilarious.
production of Spring
And we're
Awakening.
29?
I'm 31.
Holy wow. That's
Yeah.
embarrassing. Whoa.
And
Okay.
we're playing young children, so we decided to write a little song about what that's like to be.
Okay, I hope this key's okay.
Oh, who knows?
we
We
don't
have
know the
no
key.
idea. It's gonna be fun.